Hi, I want to talk to you today about the anatomy of relationships and the relationship axis, which is really activated at the moment and is going to be continued to be activated for the next 6 months and beyond. Okay, so why is that? What's going on? So we've looked at the eclipses. Yeah, we've just had 25th of March, we had a full moon lunar eclipse in Libra, sign of relationships, and on the other side 2 weeks later we had on the 8th of April a new moon solar eclipse. Yeah, we discussed how that was conjunct Chiron, so it brought a lot of childhood healing in Aries, which is a sign of the child, so we're looking at primal relationships as well. Yeah, and we also discussed about it was in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, which was retrograde into conjunct Chiron. So again, it was an extra layer of meaning about how we could really look back at our healing. Now, there is an extra layer of meaning on this. There's several. So the other thing which is conjuncting all this stuff going on about childhood healing is the North Node. Now, what is the North Node? If you look at it on a chart, it looks like a pair of headphones, okay? And it has an opposite side of the South Node. What does this mean? It's like, okay, so the North Node is not a planet, it's not an asteroid, it's a point in space. So if you look at the sky from the Earth, where the perceived orbit of the sun around the Earth crosses the orbit of the moon around the Earth as we look from Earth to the sky, that is the North Node and the South Node. So there are 2 points in space, but they're very, very, very powerful points. Yeah. In your own chart, the North Node will show what your soul wants to do in this lifetime, and your South Node will show where you've come from. So stuff that maybe feels more natural to you, but this time your soul wants to do something else. It wants to break it. Yeah. So if you follow your North Node, your life will begin somehow to work out. Now, how does this affect what's happening right now? Let's have a quick look and recap, because astrology is not just one thing, it is the whole cosmos conspiring for us to have a better life, to be in joy in ourselves, to evolve, to make ourselves higher, to make ourselves more joyful, okay? So we've had this opportunity with these 2 eclipses in March and now, 8th of April, to really look at stuff coming up, childhood stuff. Now, the energy of these eclipses is not finished. It carries on for 6 months, right? So the eclipse on the 25th of March will have a culmination on the 2nd of October. So on the 25th of March, it was a lunar eclipse in Libra, and on the 2nd of October there will be the opposite, a new moon solar eclipse in Libra, culminating the 6-month cycle. Yeah, and similarly we had a solar new moon eclipse in Aries on the 8th, 2 weeks later, and in October, again 2 weeks later on the 17th, we will have a full moon solar eclipse in Aries, at which time we can look back and say, oh my God, so what was happening 6 months ago during those first eclipses? So in this time, we are going to be working on the relationship axis of Aries, me, and Libra, everybody else. Aries, the child, and Libra, my relationship with the world, okay? Now, something else is coming into this. This relationship business, this axis, has started much before these eclipses, right? Because the North Node, which is that point in space, which is all about our collective destiny, yeah, what our soul wants to do, actually moved into the constellation of Aries on the 17th of July 2023. So if you look back at the 17th of July, or at that time, you would have began to feel some, this relationship is being a bit tight for me. I'm not, maybe I should think about it, right? And then this energy began to amp up, yeah, until now we're really working on it, okay? So it's like, you know, like the cosmos is doing relationship 101 on us, okay? So we've got the energy of these eclipses that is lasting 6 months. So we're working on that, on the Aries Libra axis. Then from previously, we have the energy of this North Node, which is this point in space about collective destiny, that entered Aries on the 17th of July. And guess what? It's going to be there until January 2025. Yeah. So we've already started doing this work on one level with the North and South Node, which brought attention to the South Node is opposite the North Node. What we were doing before. Yeah. Suddenly what we were doing before, it was like, oh, I'm going to pay attention to this recurring stuff that's happening in my relationship. Some of it is good, some of it not so good. Maybe then the eclipses came in, it came up. So we thought, oh, maybe I really need to look at this, right? Then the retrograde, definitely need to look at this. Then we wonder, where is it coming from? And then Chiron comes in and says, okay, let's look at our childhood wounds. Let's see what was happening when you were a child and you were absorbing everything. Did you observe something that needs healing now? And the great thing is that we got plenty of time to do this, because the stuff that's come up is going to last for 6 months, yeah, during these two eclipses. So we're going on a cycle which will culminate, yeah, in October 2nd, October 17th, yeah, with this, full moon in Libra, new moon in Libra, and full moon in Aries, yeah, the opposite of how the moons are in now. So it's going to be okay. And also to assist us in this, sort of relationship axis that is going on, that is really asking us to look at our ancestral healing, to look at our habits, to look at things we're carrying from when we were children and we want to heal, to look at what we want to keep or not keep in our life. On top of that, we also have on the 20th and 21st, this Jupiter and Uranus conjunction. Okay, and what does that mean? Okay, so Jupiter being the planet of expansion, of luck, of, if you went to Jupiter's house, he would just serve you a banquet, okay? So of generosity, of abundance. And Uranus is the planet of the divine, of sudden revelations, of I'm going to heal from this in a second. I always look at Uranus like, God, if you believe in God, or like a superior being comes over and says, here, hold this lightning bolt a sec, and you sit there with it, and then he goes, oh, hold another one too, and you're like, oh my God, I'm getting rewired, right? That's the Uranus kind of feel. It just like comes at you and you've done it, you evolved. Now, this is in Taurus, yeah? Taurus is the divine feminine, yes. Taurus also rules the second house, which is all about what is valuable to you, yeah? What is important to you? It's about money, but also what are your values and valuables, including your own self-esteem, yeah? You are one of your valuables. I am one of my valuables. Do I value myself? Do I not value myself? This is a very good question at this time, because this astrological event of Uranus and Jupiter conjunct in this constellation of Taurus is not just, happening by itself. It is happening, yeah, as an extra layer of meaning with the eclipses, where we started a 6-month cycle that's going to culminate next October. It is a part of really realizing what are our values and valuables. What do we really hold dear? Also in this relationship axis, yeah? Which started on the 17th of July, 2023, when the North Node moved into this Aries, about me, and the South Node moved into Libra, about everybody else, yeah? So, we're in a huge workshop, really, between now and January 2025, and it's like we're having modules in the workshop, yeah? The beginning was like an awareness when the North Node moved in. Then we have these eclipses starting now. Then for the next 6 months, we're going to be working on them. We're going to be feeling whatever's left us, whatever's come in. We're going to be feeling that. Then we got the Mercury retrograde, which is operational until, April 25th, but really in the shadow until May 15, 16. So again, we're going back to look at stuff. Yeah. So there is a huge emphasis on relationships, and relationships with all of them, with ourselves, with others, relationships we're repeating, relationships we've inherited from our family, relationships that, are recurring because within us maybe there is, a hurt child that is still seeking a resolution or a different outcome to the same situation, yeah? So it's a wonderful opportunity to heal for good. Yeah, it's awesome. So if you want to find out more, come to thehealingcentral.com and please join my seminar. I'm going to be doing a seminar and the link is going to be below, and it's all about relationships. It's going to be in person and online, and we're going to be looking at your personal astrology. Yeah, because your personal astrology can tell you a lot about what's happening with your relationship. It can tell you about your father, it can tell you about your mother or your primary carers. It can tell you about what relationships are doing in your life. Yeah, maybe you have, Saturn in the 7th house, and that means you're going to learn your lessons through relationships. Maybe it's somewhere else. Yeah, good stuff to know. Okay, and we're going to look at what can we heal on an ancestral level with quantum healing and shamanic quantum healing, so that we're actually getting results, so that we can create lasting change within ourselves that will reverberate in our lives. So the link is below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it and subscribe. Lots of love.